and thank you for joining me for today's video all about the festival of Imbolc, which I will go into more detail about very soon. I'm very excited for it and I can't wait for the seasons to really change, because winter is cold and long and dark, so it's just exciting to watch these gradual changes into the spring. So let's get cozy. I've got my heated blanket on, I've got my brew, as they call it where I live, and I've also got my Imbolc workbook, which was written by me, and you can buy a copy in my Etsy shop, which will be linked in the description. But there'll also be ideas for Imbolc in this very video. So, as you probably know if you've seen my last two videos, hello, or some of my other ones, I will most certainly be making an altar. Oh, my cup of tea. Do go. Okay, yes, I will be making an altar. I love making an altar, so that's one thing. I will be also trying to get out into nature, although it's very wet here today. It is the 25th of January, so I'm showing you my rituals a couple of days early, a few days early, because then I can share them with you and you can it'll help you to incorporate them into your own practices and rituals. So yes, it's very wet, it's foggy, it's not very nice, but I'm still going to go out because I'm looking for those little changes, and I've already noticed some of them in the air. I haven't seen any snowdrops yet, I haven't seen any buds of daffodils yet, but I'll be looking for those. But last week it was very snowy. Insert snow clip here. And since then, the snow took a while to melt. It's been very, very cold. When it melted, I noticed that it feels different. The days are definitely getting longer and lighter, which is great, but also there's just a different energy in the air. There's more wildlife around already, there's more bird song around already, and it's exciting to me. I can't wait for spring. Winter is a time to retreat, and I make the most of that, but also I'm ready to feel energized, I'm ready to feel sociable again. So yeah, we're going to do an altar and I'll show you that. So Imbolc is a festival that is on February the 1st, and it's a combination of different traditions, as a lot of these are, but it marks the halfway point between winter solstice and the spring equinox. It's still bleak and wintry, but we're looking for the tiny glimpses of spring that are breaking through, and nature is the sort of assurance that constantly there will be light after the dark, and that things will always change and things are always evolving, and the earth will be hot and fruitful and bountiful once more. So it's a time to consider and think about if there's a dark period in your life, or if there's something you're going through that feels bleak, it will change, it will pass, and then you will feel the opposite again, because that's how it works. Everything is in equilibrium. So the themes of Imbolc are new beginnings, purity, and hope for the future. They get up for 30 seconds and I've been replaced. Can I sit down, Dougal? Oh, I set my camera up there. So the name Imbolc is thought to have meant in the belly of the mother. I've also heard it called used milk. It depends, I mean, both of those things are related to similar things, but ancient languages generally often have multiple meanings or for each word, or they can't be directly translated at all, so you know that's where confusion comes from. And the used milk relates to sheep and their lactation at this time of year, which is also a symbol of new life and hope. So the festival is also associated with the goddess Bridget, which is in the Celtic tradition, and this deity was then transferred over into Christian worship as Saint Bridget, and the celebration of Imbolc became Candlemas. So yeah, the celebration will start on February the 1st in the evening, and then it continues on to February 2nd in the daytime. So some themes of Imbolc are, first of all, fire, because it represents transformation, and also the build up to the heat of the summer, the light that we know is coming. Obviously also fertility and birth, rebirth, those things all together, because obviously we're awaiting the rebirth of the world and everything in it in the spring. What are some things we can do at Imbolc? So obviously I'll be making an altar. I will put different things on it to my usual moon altars. I'll show you that, I'll share that with you. Fill your home with candles, fairy lights, and when you light them and reflect on them, think about the return of the light and the connection to the goddess Bridget. Okay, so one of the themes is purification, and with purification we are going to cleanse ourselves and our home, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend a big spring clean because the energy is still quite low, but a tidy round, just make sure everything's in its place and everything feels fresh. And then you've got an energetic cleanse as well, so we can do some smudging or some, you know, I like to go around with my little Tibetan bell and cleanse the energy in the space, and then cleansing the energy of yourself as well, so a ritual bath, which I will be doing, a nice ritual bath, a long soak, and when you do that, allow it to cleanse the energy of yourself and to feel fresh. There are a couple of other little ritual things that I like to do that are in the workbook. It kind of revolves around planning for the season ahead. So we've got February 1st until spring equinox, and that's 6 weeks that I'm going to be thinking about what do I want to happen in those 6 weeks, what do I want my focus to be on. If you're an astrological type of person, apparently the astrology is really good for manifesting right now, so maybe you want to incorporate a bit of that into your ritual too. So I think I've talked enough. So I've just been out for a bit of a wet and soggy walk. It was fun though, and I hope you enjoyed the footage of that. And although it wasn't ideal walking conditions, it was nice to get out, and it was nice to spend time with my friend, and we did notice some changes in the landscape and the plants and things like that, the seasonal changings that come about with the spring. So yeah, it was really nice. So now the next thing I want to do is to set up my altar, which I'll show you as I do it. And if you want more details on setting up altars, check out my last 2 videos. This one I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to set it up and I'll show you. So let's do it. Why are you everywhere? So I'm just going to go through with you these cards that I'm going to put on my altar today. And first of all, we have the St. Bridget one. This is from Megan Watterson's Divine Feminine Oracle deck. And it says, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So there's that connection there with the return of the light. I also have 3 from Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance deck. First of all, I have Bridget, Don't Back Down, Stand Up for What You Believe is Right. Carly, Endings and Beginnings. It says, the old must be released so that the new can enter. And Mother Mary, Expect a Miracle, have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So I think those are the perfect energy for what I'm bringing in with this new fresh season, or the beginning of the end of the last season, the beginning of the next season. It's a very transitional time, but this is what I want to focus on. So here is my altar. I'll just go through it with you. So I put plenty of candles on because we are thinking about the return to the light, which is what these represent. And I really like to bring quite a few into it. I may not put them on every day, but certainly will do on Imbolc. Okay, so the crystals here, they represent to me fresh energy and new beginnings, the start of something new, particularly these big amethysts here. And then here we have a statue of Mother Mary, and the reason why I've put her on is because I think that she's associated with this fresh energy and this newness, and like it says on the card, miracles, which is kind of like how I feel about this time of year, because when we feel like everything's done and cold and dead and the world seems so barren, the miracle of nature really comes into effect and brings us newness and freshness and light again, which is a miracle in itself. And there we go, we have the cards, and I may display them in a different way. I might try and stand them up on something shortly, but for now, here is the altar, looking beautiful, I believe, and really representing what I need to do. So the final things I will be doing, and I'll show you a little bit, but most of it I'll be doing on actual Imbolc, which is a few days away yet, is energetic cleansing and physical cleansing of myself and my home, which you'll probably hear me repeat a lot because I do that regularly, it's something you need to keep on top of. So ritual bath and smudging, cleansing, cleansing with sound, and yeah, just having a good old clear out of the energy, ready for some freshness and some newness, which I know I need. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and there's a bell apparently if you want notifications as well for whenever I post something new. And I really appreciate you for watching and for joining in. And if you want me to elaborate on anything, or if there's anything else you want to know about me or my craft or anything that I've mentioned, then please let me know in the comments and I will expand and probably create a whole nother video about it. And yeah, thank you. Have a wonderful Imbolc, and I hope that it brings you many blessings and peace and a new fresh energy. And I will speak to you next time. Mwah. Bye.